Trainwreck. We're glad you came back.
Thanks for sticking around.
This week, I'm drinking Coke with rum in it. What are you having?
The same damn thing, Jess. Come on.
All right. So, what'd you do this week?
Besides getting sick, saw Inglourious Bastards. That was excellent.
Yeah, well, did you learn anything new about Twilight?
Twilight. No. What? I don't know.
So, Joe still doesn't know anything about Twilight. And I think it's time he does. Each week, we'll introduce 2 Twilight characters and the actors who portray them.
Cool.
This week, we're starting with Bella Swan and Kristen Stewart. Sound good?
Who's that? Are they 2 different people or the same people?
Bella Swan is the character in the book, and Kristen Stewart is the actress who plays her.
Oh.
And then we'll move on to Kellen Lutz and Emmett McCarty, one of my favorites. Anyway, all you need to know about Bella is this. She's probably the most hateful, selfish little girl character in any book of all time, ever. Here's why. In the first book, she lands this super hot vampire boyfriend, right? And then she goes on and she describes how his throat bursts into flames every time they kiss. And it's just, right. It's a little dramatic, but it happens nonetheless. Anyway, every time they kiss, he kind of has to push her hormonal body aside because he just can't handle it. He's going to eat her and it hurts and blah, blah, blah. Then, this girl actually has the gall to pout when she's being pushed away. She's trying to get to second base or whatnot. I don't know.
With a vampire.
Right. The guy she would die for. She really doesn't care if he's in pain when they make out for a little bit. Anyway, in the second book, she gets dumped by the hot vampire boyfriend.
Okay.
And then she meets a nice boy, and he might be a werewolf, he might not. I'll save that suspense for you in case you read it.
Highly doubtful.
Anyway, she uses this kid to get over the hot vampire boyfriend. Right.
Okay.
And then the hot vampire boyfriend turns back up, or rather, she goes and seeks him out, and then she basically ditches the nice new guy.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb. This hot new boyfriend is not that Edward Cullen guy.
No, it's a werewolf.
It's a werewolf.
Right. It's Taylor Lautner. Jacob Black.
Oh, now it all makes sense.
Right.
Taylor,
and he's nice. Right.
Okay.
Seeing it. He's nice and whatnot, but she steps on his heart and she dumps him. For the guy who dumped her. Anyway, in the third book, she can't decide what she wants. So, she cheats on hot vampire boyfriend and lies to nice new guy.
Ooh.
Right.
Don't really have
She's a
positive view at towards
No.
this chick right now. I don't know.
Like I said, hateful, selfish character.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, moving on to Kristen Stewart. Right?
Business in the front, party in the rear.
Oh, you can get down with that, right? Well, I will say this. Either she's willing to do anything for the sake of her work, she has eccentric taste in hair, or she genuinely doesn't give a damn. Right?
Or she likes Billy Ray Cyrus.
Maybe that's it. Either way, I'm okay with any of those options. Let's see what's up next for Kristen Stewart.
And it becomes you start to see too much of yourself. You become too aware of yourself. Shut up. The only time where he in Twilight he can think in these absolutes. This is why
Okay, so I don't know, but I assume interview promotions are part of this girl's job description, right? Well, if that's the case, obviously what I said before about the hair and willing to do anything for her work isn't true. For example, she's not willing to shut up. Right? Every time Robert opens his mouth, Kristen seems to not be able to handle it. Did you get that?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It was. So, is it a short attention span? I don't know. Is it a massive crush on her co-star? Possibly.
She wants a spotlight. I think.
Maybe. It could be a bad case of nerves that only seems to materialize when Robert opens his mouth.
Ooh.
Is it jealousy, Joe?
It could be.
A subconscious need to undermine? Maybe. Maybe it's pure disinterest. Or again, maybe she just doesn't give a damn. But you know what? It could be something else, too.
Ooh.
Let's take a look. That's probably it, right?
Makes sense.
All right. And lastly, we have an older video from the unscripted interview she did with Stephanie Meyer and Robert Pattinson way before Twilight was even released. In this clip, Kristen expresses her love for a role she might get. Not her role in Twilight. Let's take a look.
That was like the first time. I've gotten a lot of parts in my life, but I'm never like, oh, I got a job, I just booked it. Like, I was busting out of this little car. Like, the energy, it just did not like control. It was like the most elated moment of my life. I went to the meeting and he was just like, okay, we're going to do this together. And I was like, I just flipped. Probably that. Making that movie will be the coolest thing.
What's really great about that clip, Joe, is Kristen expresses disinterest for all other roles she's gotten, including the role of Bella Swan, while she's sitting right next to Stephanie Meyer, creator of Bella Swan. You know what? It's okay to think Twilight might not be the biggest role of your whole life. Hopefully it isn't. But it did open a lot of doors for her and probably gave her the opportunity to get a lot of parts that she wouldn't normally have been offered, right?
You know, I've noticed her lately, though. I mean, saw Into the Wild.
Right, Emile Hirsch.
I had no idea who she was. I liked her in that movie. I can't really knock her as an actress, but I haven't seen Twilight.
You will. In good time, Joe. Does she have a social filter? Does she not? Does she just not care? Who knows? This is for sure. Kristen Stewart says what's on her mind. She's herself and she's unapologetic about it, and there's honor in that. I can respect it.
Rock on.
Absolutely. I like her.
I may like her too. I don't know yet, though. We might build up a relationship. Who knows?
Right, anyway.
Call me.
Kristen Stewart, do your thing. Don't apologize for it. And you rock that Joan Jett heroin chic mullet do, right?
Yeah.
She was born to wear it.